Episode 154. So Nicole receives flowers in her office, and Mona and Laura think that they're from Carlton. So Nicole tells them they're from Ted, thanking her for the previous night. So Mona and Laura's looking like, what happened the previous night? And are they back together? We'll see. Next, Anita and Vernon summon Andre and Danny to their home to discuss the future of their marriage. And Danny and Andre are consenting adults, so I don't know what it is to discuss. And Andre, he has money and he's not a bum, so I don't understand what the problem is. So Danny tells them she gets to make her own decisions, and Vernon asks Andre for time to speak alone, which leaves Anita time to speak to Danny alone. And you know Anita's gonna give it to her. Next, Ted sees Eva at Orthy Jean's, and he tells her Martin and Smitty had a vow renewal ceremony the night before. And then he tells her don't feel bad for not getting an invitation, because Smitty sent the invitations out. It wasn't Martin. So he tells her that Nicole was emotional at the ceremony and left the ceremony abruptly. So he tells her that Nicole showed up at his hotel room afterwards, and he was looking like, ooh, what happened? Next, Nicole tells Mona about going to Ted's hotel room the night before, and she tells her just when they were about to kiss, the fire alarm went off, and she went home. So she tells Mona the alarm stopped her from doing something she would have regretted. So Cray Cray got her way. She stopped them from hooking up. But I don't know. You wonder, like, even if she slept with him, would that have would she have decided to get back with Ted? I don't know. It seems like the way she's talking, like that may not have been what would have happened. So Mona tells her, or it may have just been what she and Ted needed to find themselves back to each other. So Mona's like that night, she went to Ted's room and they were about to kiss, that if the fire alarm didn't go off, that it might have just been that push they needed to get back together. Who knows? Next, Cray Cray is at the country club with headphones on, being loud and looking ghetto. Like, what the hell? She has some headphones on her head and dancing around like she at a club or something. And it's like, wrong, girl, no, understand where you at. And you got the bougie members of the country club looking at her like, who let this girl in here? She do not belong here. And she's really showing herself that she doesn't belong there. Next, Ted tells Eva the moment between him and Nicole was ruined because of a fire alarm, and Eva reminisces to what Leslie told her about heading to the hotel to console Ted about the divorce. So Eva tells Ted she has to go. She's telling him she got to go because she got to go find her crazy mama, because she knows that her crazy ass mama was the one who pulled the fire alarm. Next, Anita asks Danny to help her make sense of her marriage to Andre. And Danny tells her she's finally moving on from Bill, and she tells her that giving Bill the key is what closed the door on her and Bill, and she's moving on with Andre. And correction on that, the door should have been closed when he married Haley. That was the door that should have been closed. I don't know what she's talking about with that. So, yeah, it sounds good, but Anita knows better. And Anita knew by Danny giving Bill the key that she's not over him. So Anita asks her, does she love Andre? And the answer is a resounding no. But I guess Danny says he's a lot of fun. But she didn't say no. I'm just saying no. But I mean, she has to tell the truth, and Anita knows the truth. that she doesn't. Next, Eva tells Leslie that she knows what she did the night before, and it was her who pulled the fire alarm. So Leslie plays stupid, but Eva keeps telling her to admit it because she knows she did it. So Leslie finally admits it and tells her she would do it again. But what did you get out of it? And this is why I call her cray cray, because she's delusional. Yeah, you did that. You stopped Ted from hooking up with Nicole, but he didn't go knocking at her door and hooking up with her. Ted went to bed by himself, and that's the way it's going to be. So, really, how are you winning? Next, Vernon asks Andre if he loves Danny, and Andre couldn't answer with a straight yes because he doesn't. And he tells Vernon his and Danny's arrangement works for them. And at least it was an honest answer, because Vernon would have known that he was lying to him if he said that he loved her. Next, Danny tells Anita she loves Andre enough. He says Andre lifts her up and gives her hope for the future. So Anita says that she's trying to understand why Danny decided to stay in the marriage once the alcohol wore off. And Danny tells her the marriage is what she wants and needs. And Anita tells her she has no choice but to support it and her. So Anita and Vernon make a toast to the newly married couple. Next, Ted texts Nicole to meet him at Orthy Jean's, and he reminds her of the night before and how they almost made love if it wasn't for the fire alarm. And Nicole tells him she loves him and always will, but she says that she's forgiven him, but she can't forget about his betrayal. And she tells him their marriage is over. Then she gives him a hug and walks out the door. And that ends the episode.